My name is Michael Colburn, and I joined the Marine Band in 1987 as a euphonium player. I played in the band for 9 years, and actually my first two inaugurations came in that role. I played on the platform as a euphonium player as part of the band. I became an assistant director in 1996, so the next couple of inaugurations I did were as an assistant director, largely as kind of an understudy for the director and in administrative support. And then this will be my third inauguration as director. My first was in 2005 for President George W. Bush, and then, of course, for President Barack Obama in 2009. So this will be my third inauguration as director. January 21st, we will be supporting our 54th consecutive presidential inauguration. There have been 57 inaugurations, and we've been fortunate to support the last 54 of those. The only ones that we missed were the first two for President George Washington and John Adams' inauguration. But our support began in 1801 for President Thomas Jefferson, who is, of course, very near and dear to our heart because he's the president who gave us the nickname the President's Own. And ever since that inauguration in 1801, you can find the Marine Band at the swearing-in ceremony for every inauguration. And we are really proud of that historic tradition. I don't think I've ever done an inauguration with this organization where I haven't thought about all those Marine Band members over the course of these past 2 centuries that have been in exactly the same place, doing exactly what we do in support of the President and the Marine Corps. And so really it's an honor to continue that tradition. And although the details of how we support those ceremonies has changed slightly over the years, the basic mission has been the same, and that is to provide the ceremonial music that is required as part of that event, but also to play patriotic music and the kind of patriotic airs that the Marine Band has been using to entertain the American public for many, many years now, a couple of centuries as a matter of fact. The Marine Band turns 215 this year, a little bit later this year, and so we've been doing this for a while. One of the things that has evolved slightly over the years is the way that we support guest artists. The idea of some guest artists singing or performing as part of these inaugural ceremonies goes back quite a while, and we've been supporting that event, that type of activity at these events for many, many years. I think back to the inauguration of President John F. Kennedy when we accompanied Marian Anderson in her performance for that inaugural ceremony. And that tradition continues to today. We'll be accompanying Kelly Clarkson. She'll be doing a performance of My Country 'Tis of Thee that we'll be accompanying her on. And also for Beyonce, who will be performing the national anthem. And we'll be performing an arrangement of that with her as well. Our task for much of the ceremony is to provide kind of a musical soundtrack for the event, to provide a number of patriotic selections that will give people the right kind of emotional mindset for an event like this. And so we'll be providing a number of playing a number of Sousa marches, other really well-known patriotic works. We plan to play John Williams' Liberty Fanfare, which is really a stirring and very patriotic selection. Amazing Grace in an arrangement by the American composer Frank DeKelly, and a number of other selections that I think people will either recognize the title of or will just recognize the melody as being a familiar American tune. It really is a thrilling experience. I am an avid student of history just as much as I am a student of music, and so I really feel in many ways this job was tailor-made for me. I still get butterflies every time I walk into the White House, and I'm flushed with patriotic pride to take part in an event like the inauguration. I still remember back in 2009 for President Obama's first inauguration, when you're in the midst of the inauguration, you're really focused on accomplishing the mission, making sure that you hit all your cues and that everything comes together the way that it's supposed to. And so I'm probably not alone in that when I'm in that mode, I'm very focused on just completing the task. But when we got to the end of the ceremony, the Navy Sea Chanters performed the national anthem a cappella. And so I turned around to salute the colors, and as I turned around, I found myself looking out onto the mall and seeing these, literally millions of Americans who were thrilled to be there witnessing this piece of history. And it was then that it really kind of dawned on me the magnitude of this event and really the historic nature of the event. And that's just one of those very special moments that I will always carry with me throughout the rest of my life.